Hello guys, welcome back to your favorite agricultural and agribusiness YouTube channel. Happy holiday, and I'm so happy to welcome you back to the channel. I remain my humble self, Lawal Olusholawa, and in case you are watching for the first time, this channel is dedicated to promote sustainable and profitable agriculture. We are going to be looking at the factors that are responsible for high rate of failure among new plantain farms. What we usually experience recently is that we find out that many plantain farms within the first 2 years of their establishment, they turn out to become a failure, whereby people spend so much resources acquiring land, spend so much resources paying for labor, getting planting material and establishing their planting farm. And within first and 2 years, those farms turn out to be failure. The factors responsible for this is what I'll be highlighting and discussing in this video. One of the major causes for the failure of new plantain farms is that many people pick the wrong site, the wrong type of land to establish a plantain farm. Plantain is a crop that can grow successfully anywhere in the country, in any state in Nigeria, provided you can make available some agronomic requirements and water. But not all type of land, not all type of soil plantain will thrive and produce profitably on. Plantain is a deep-rooted crop, and many people make the mistake of planting or establishing a plantain farm on a shallow soil. When you do that, that is a mismatch because you are planting a deep-rooted crop, a crop that will need to go into the soil and form a massive rooting system on a shallow soil. A shallow soil are soil that have hard pan. You cannot go beyond 0.3, 0.5 meter before you meet a hard obstruction, before you will not be able to go beyond that level. So when you are planting or you are establishing a plantain farm on a shallow soil, definitely your plantain will not be able to form the normal rooting system, the normal massive rooting system, rhizome that is known with plantain on that type of soil, which will ultimately result into failure. And that is the reason whereby many people will say they establish their plantain farm, and going to 2 years, those plantains are not coming to fruiting. That is because that soil is not deep. And majorly, soil that are shallow are also very, very low in soil nutrients. So when you are planting or you are establishing plantain on a shallow soil, you face the problem of late fruiting. That is number one. Another problem you face is snapping or falling of your plantain, because those plantain will not be well rooted on the soil. So this results into snapping and the falling of plantain. Another reason that is responsible for failure in the first year or the second year of plantain farms is wrong selection of planting material. When you buy planting material, wrong planting material or diseased wrong, planting material, and that is why I usually advise people, the mode of cultivation we use in Nigeria and in most West African countries is by going into an existing farm to get sucker from there and plant to establish our farm. That is the commonest way by which people establish their farm. And the risk associated with this is that the place you are picking your sucker from, there is no way, there is no two way about it. You are also importing disease. If that farm is diseased, you are importing the disease from that farm into your own new farm. And you are importing the characteristic of the plantains of that farm. If the plantains on that farm are the late maturing type, definitely you'll be having late maturing type on your farm. If the plantains on the farm you took sucker from are the ones that have few fingers and slender fingers, definitely you will be having few fingers plantain and slender fingers plantain on your farm. That is the number two mistake people make in establishing plantain farm, and which results into failure within the first and 2 years of establishment. The third and the most important one is that people just think of the establishment cost. They don't think ahead about the management cost. You are having just ₦1 million, you went ahead to acquire a land of 500,000 naira. You went ahead to pay for suckers of 300,000 naira. You pay for laborers and and transport 200,000 naira. You exhaust your 1 million naira on the establishment of your plantain farm, leaving yourself with nothing and forgetting the fact that you need money for maintenance, you need money for pest control, you need money for weeding, you need money for fertilizer application, you need money for manuring and all farm management practices. And this usually results into farms becoming bush, because the owner of the farm has exhausted his capital base. So it is very highly advisable, if you are going into something, have a backup, have a money at the side that you'll be using to maintain your farm. It is not wise enough for you to establish a farm and you just neglect it, thinking the farm will take care of themselves, or any magic will happen. So these are the three major reasons why plantain farm failed, especially in this part of the world. And lastly but not the least, we have to have this thing at the back of our mind. Farming is a business and you have to create time for it. If you are not ready for the tax, make sure you are ready to employ people to take care of your farm. If you know you are somebody, you are working in Abuja, you are working in Lagos, you have to have a farm inside a village in Ondo State, inside a village in Ogun State, inside a village in Oyo State, and you cannot stay there, employ people that will manage the farm for you. Don't just abandon farm. That is not how sustainable agriculture, sustainable agribusiness are being built. So with this, I think I've been able to shed more light, especially for people who want to go in newly into establishing their own plantain farm in the new year. Please and please don't make these 3 or 4 mistakes I've highlighted. And I wish you all the best. I look forward to your success story. In case you are watching for the first time, this channel is dedicated to promote sustainable and profitable agriculture. And I will remain my humble self, Lawa Olushola Lawa. I'm a farmer by training, by practice, by education. And this channel is dedicated to promote sustainable and profitable agriculture. If you are watching for the first time, kindly click on subscribe button and give this video a like. For more inquiries and engagement, you can drop your comment in the comment section or message the number showing on the screen. Thank you for your time and see you on the next one. Sheshe.